diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning, everyone. You have to excuse me. I'm trying to print my screen. We'll see if it worked after. So, yeah, because what happens is my title doesn't move over when the live has become the rewatch, and I'm trying to get them to fix it for like 2 months. I'm getting a little frustrated on that. Anyway, good morning. Good to see everyone. If you're here, whether you're watching the live with me or you're watching the rewatch, or let's say you're even watching 30 seconds and even liked anything that I said, please put a thumbs up or a heart emoticon or say something. It gives, what it does is it tells Facebook and YouTube that people like this video. So when other people are looking for something like this, I pop up. So that is how that works. I thought I might want to cover depression a little bit this morning, and not really necessarily get into it, but just to, so. If you're a drinker like I was, we put a lot of alcohol in our bodies, and alcohol is a depressant. So you could imagine what that does, to you. After a while, okay, I'm done being distracted, guys. After a while, it's going to make you depressed. That is not what I was putting up. Hey, live viewers, show up on StreamYard. This is an example. Sorry. Good morning, Kat. It's good to see you, hon. I'll be seeing you here in a couple hours. I'll be at the noon. But if you feel like that's something that you're going through, reach out to your primary care physician. All right. You don't necessarily have to be on meds just because you're depressed. Sometimes you just need somebody to talk to. Okay. So talk to your primary care physician. If you feel like maybe you need a therapist, let me know. I'll do what I can to help you. I know a lot of good therapists from experience. I'm the experienced guy. All right. So today we're going to talk about cease fighting. But before we get to it, I always like to read this ODAT. Let's see what it has to say today. Once in a great while, I find myself thinking that perhaps things weren't so quite bad as they seem to be. And I think they're talking about your drinking career or your ism career in our case, right? At such moments, I force myself to realize that my illness is talking to me, trying to tempt me back into denying that I am, in fact, afflicted with an illness. Friends are real good with this too. My friends were always, oh, Dion, you're not an alcoholic. Oh, no. Come drink with us, Dion. Easy stuff to do. I remember I had a friend, he talked me out of sobriety. Same time, wasn't very willing if I was talked out like that, right? Same. Situational depression, no meds. Good job, Kat. Good job. And there are some people that can do that, guys. People are people, okay? But you're never going to know till you try. I tried for years, for a long time, to try and do it without, and I had to finally give in. And I take minimal, but what it does, it puts me in a place of neutrality. It makes me feel quote unquote normal, so that I can deal with what's going on. That's what the meds are all about, is to put you in a place to work on it so that you can reduce the meds. That's the point, right? Or to find your balance in there. Anyway, one of the key action steps of the program is that we give our illness to God as we understand Him, accepting our powerlessness in the face of His greater power. I believe that the grace of God can do for me what I could never do for myself. Today I pray, may I know that much of our life depends on faith, for we cannot know the limits of space and time or explain the mysteries of life and death. But when we see God working through us and through others who have found new life in the program, it is all the evidence we need to know that God exists. Today I will remember the big wheel runs by faith, right? And faith to me is action. I know it's not an action word, right? It may not be an action word, but to me, it, faith without works is dead. So I kind of, my mind always puts some kind of action in with my faith. And I find that what that does is solidifies what it is that I'm trying to do. So I always have to make sure that I'm calling the right person. Yes, it is a chemical imbalance in the brain. And what happens is when we drink alcohol, our synapses are supposed to be firing at certain rates and doing certain things. In fact, I'm going to stop talking about that because Dr. C is going to hopefully be coming on soon. We did one talk and Zoom failed to record it. It was phenomenal. It was so cool. It tells me 3 people's on, and it just tells me Facebook user, action and stepping out. Yeah. So let's get to this. No more struggle, and we have ceased fighting everything, or whatever you want on page 84. Yeah. Dear, one of Dion's favorites. I love this. We seem to read it a lot. In fact, we read it yesterday. No, we read up to it yesterday, actually, because yesterday I stopped at "Are these extravagant promises?" So let's keep going. This thought brings us to step 10, which suggests we continue to take personal inventory and continue to set right any new mistakes as we go along. I had to do that just last week. You guys saw it. Right? I was making some mistakes, some big mistakes. So I corrected them and I have moved on. Right? I had to move on. Okay. So I figured out that I had a resentment going on. Right? So we put that through the 4th step, right? And then we 10th step it, and then I did 9th step. Whether they got my emails or not, I don't know. We vigorously commenced this way of living as we cleaned up the past. We have entered the world of the spirit. Our next function is to grow in understanding and effectiveness. This is not an overnight matter. It should continue for a lifetime. Continue to watch for selfishness, dishonesty, resentment, and fear. When these crop up, we ask that God for God to remove them. We discuss them with someone immediately and make amends quickly if we have harmed anyone. Then we resolutely turn our thoughts to someone we can help. Love and tolerance is our code. And we have ceased fighting anything or anyone, even alcohol, for by this time sanity will have returned. You guys hear me talk about recovered. Okay? To me, this is recovered. Okay? Not from alcoholism, from sanity, from being insane. Okay? Now, just because, let's say I had a little hiccup last week, does that make me back to insane? No. Because I didn't hop back in that vicious little circle. I could have easily just hopped back in it, right, guys? It's easy to do. I hadn't even thought of that till now. I hadn't, because that isn't our way of life. I have a new way of life. And my new way of life is love and tolerance of other people. Guess what? I'm an other. Did you guys ever realize that you're an other? That's why I always say, be nice to yourself, man. It starts and ends with you. Everything does. We seldom become interested in liquor. If tempted, we recoil from it as from a hot flame. I can't remember the last time I was interested in liquor. It may happen again. I don't know. But it is very seldom, right? And we'll find that this has happened. Oh, wait a minute. We react sanely and normally. Normal is a cycle on your washing machine, though. And we'll find that this has happened automatically. That means we haven't given it any thought. We haven't given it much effort. That way it says, right? Well, I think we put a lot of effort into it, but it may seem like the dividend that you're getting definitely outweighed the effort that you put in. And that's why it feels that way, even though you put a lot in. We will see that our new attitude toward liquor has been given us without any thought or effort on our part. It just comes. That is the miracle of it. That's the miracle. You're not involved. That's the miracle. See, you can't be involved. You are the miracle. Okay? Does that make sense? You have your place. You're the miracle. So you can't be involved in that part. You know, I watch a lot of law shows, Law and Order, especially. Love Law and Order. Seen every single one. They're like, I've seen every single one. I'm like, LA. Did you watch LA? Did you watch UK? No. I used to make fun of people that watched Law and Order. Anyway, so let's say there's a case that comes up. It's affecting Ice-T's character. Well, he's not going to be involved in the case, right? Well, he's going to try and be because it's a drama. But, you know, they're not supposed to be involved in the case because it's too personal. That's why. We feel as though we have been placed in a position of neutrality, safe and protected. We have not sworn off. Instead, the problem has just been removed. It's just gone. It does not exist. I'm just reading this again. It does not exist for us. Well, doesn't that mean that it's gone? Or that it just, you know, because remember, it's cunning, baffling, powerful. So I like to always put some thought into that because for me, it does not exist for us. Gosh, that is a freeing line for me. You take it how you need to, but the next line is what matters. We are neither cocky nor we are afraid. That is our experience. This is how we react so long as we keep in fit spiritual condition. I didn't say fit spiritual condition. I almost always say that. Thank you, Listexia. All right. When AA found me, I thought, well, I was in for a struggle and that AA might provide the strength that I needed to beat alcohol. All right. Have you guys ever seen those traps where the more you struggle, the tighter it gets? That's alcoholism. That's our isms, man, doing that. Okay. That more we try and fight it, it gets tighter and tighter, and there's less and less that you can do about it. Okay? Stop fighting. It's not your fight. It's God's fight. Okay? It's not your fight, man. You don't need to. We stopped fighting. We need to. And even before then, way before then, in step 3, it tells you to stop fighting. Okay? It says, we are no longer playing God. That is stopping fighting. You are coming into agreement with certain things. No, not a problem, Cat. We'll see you at noon. Thanks for stopping by, honey. I love you. Besides, I'm wrapping up in 30 seconds here, so. Victorious in that flight, who knows what other battles I could win. I would need to be strong, though. All my previous experience with life proved that. Today, I do not have a struggle or exert my will. If I take those 12 steps and let my higher power do the real work, my alcohol problem disappears all by itself. My living problems also cease to be struggles. I just have to ask whether acceptance or change is required. It is not my will, but his that needs doing. I love that last line. That is fantastic. It is. My living problems also cease to be struggles. I just have to ask whether to accept or change is required. Yea, wisdom, right? The serenity prayer. You know what? When all else fails, the serenity prayer will give you every answer you need, man. Or flip a coin. It's the same damn thing. Did you know that? Because you're going to have one or two options. You got 50-50. You got two options. You can either accept it or change it. Right? But it's the third thing, which is not an option, the wisdom to know the difference. Okay? So don't utilize not changing as an excuse to not do what you need to do. Ain't going to work. Right? Not only that, but all your best ideas got you here, right? All right, let's finish this up. It is not my will, but his that needs doing. So, all right, guys, I will be back tomorrow for daily reflection. Thank you for being here. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Fantastic. Peace out. Have a day. I love you guys. Have a great day.